And congratulations, my very good friend, Honorable Kofi Ahenkrah-Marfo. Chair,
Vice presidential candidates now have policy experience. It's true. And they have what? Managerial experience, that each one of them, Prof manage a full university and then come and manage the education ministry. Napo is managing the education ministry, is managing this, they can both do that. So in other words, they both come with that rich experience of management and policy. But among all of them, if you wait, we are just taking a note. Can you mention a single policy that Prof came up with in the education ministry that is still today? We have to Google it. We have to look at news. Napo, Free HSS, Napo. It goes together. It's just something that comes, and that is one of them, because the Free HSS is one of the most transformational and revolutionary policies in this country and Africa, period. The reason why the AU praised it, the reason why it was rolled out, CNN and BBC all covered it. Everybody say it has implementational challenges. No, it has financial challenges, I agree. A policy that fundamental, that huge, that revolutionary work. Look, I always tell people, Obama came out with Obamacare in the United States. Even today, every year, they come out with fixes for Obamacare. It has challenges. Some of them legal, some of them policy, some of them financial, some of them technological. Public policies are not meant to be perfect. Perfection is not what you look for in a public policy. No. At all. They are utilitarian. The maximum good for the maximum people. So share among everybody small. And then as time goes on, you keep what? You keep improving. So that you tell me that the Free HSS that was done in 2016-17 is not the same as today. The problems that we've had, some of them of that, they will come up. And I always ask somebody, it's not as if with the Free HSS, there were no problems with the education sector. It's not. It's not as if everything was.
There were existing problems.
It's not as if everything was just kumbaya, nice, cool, chill, and all of a sudden, no. There were times that students in the north, in particular, schools will close down because there's no food fee. We know that. I've not heard a disco close down. I've not heard Premier College close down because there's no feeding. But almost all the schools in the north are almost always on the threat of closing down because of lack of feeding grants. This we know. I went to school there. Which school did you go to?
Accra Academy.
Accra Academy never closed down. You two boss.
I didn't go to any of your schools.
Okay, President Kennedy, which secondary school did you go to?
Presidential candidate.
Okay. Mr. Jento, which secondary school did you go to?
At the Saddle College.
You went,
have you listen? No. The question I want to say.
Where did you go to school?
I went to seminary.
Which seminary?
I went to St. Teresa's Minor Seminary.
I went to I attended St. Francis Xavier Junior Seminary to Inwa.
Good.
So good. Fellow seminary. So not only are we fellow junior seminary, we also fellow vandals. But the point I'm making is that Addis Ababa was never ever on the threat of being closed because of lack of feeding grants. Zero, never. Accra, no.
And you know why?
I don't know why we can come to that. But the point I'm making is that
strong alumni.
Yes, good. And it's rich. Look. Almost every secondary school up now, the moment you cross Techiman up, was almost at the risk of closing down. Almost every year, almost everything. So those things happened. It's not as if and textbooks and everything. So Free HSS did not create those problems. You could say that because of the numbers, the initial numbers, the problem is dissipated. But again, as I said, that is the reason. Everybody that has built a house in Accra knows that you start small until you move into the house. So that is happening. Any government that comes into power today will want to strengthen Free HSS, want to make it better. So that is the debate we're having. How do we make it better going forward? It's not that unruly. No, it's not. Okay. So in terms of policy, he stays ahead. You understand? That is the other comparative advantage he has. He brings to this ticket. Secondly, he has superior legislative experience compared to Professor J. Nana. In fact, Professor J. Nana has none, zero. And that is important. It's important. Look, remember we sat here, we were talking about the fight between number 3 and number 1. You remember we had when they had that fight in this studio? And I told you, this thing was going to be solved politically, not legally. I said that. So the Supreme Court, no necessarily, was not sufficient to still, because it was the political problem. It was a legislative problem. What has happened? The ministers, have they not been passed? Have they not been done? Is it not done? It's still, because Akufo-Addo is a master of the house. Bagbin is a master of the house. So they know parliament. They know. And it's helping to govern. You remember what happened when the revolt happened against Keroforiata in the house too? Again, see how we handled it. Because there's something you need to know if you've served in that house for that long. And that is one of the advantages that Bagbin has, because he's been there, majority leader, minority leader, all of them together. That experience, you can't buy it in Makala Market. You understand? Napo comes to that experience. He doesn't. So he can be the vice presidential candidate who will go to put out flames in parliament whilst the president concentrate on better things. He can be that vice presidential candidate who knows serve with all the MPs there. So he knows where you tickle, where you're afraid of, and can win. And that is a valuable experience that you need on a ticket. He has that ticket. Okay. Look, one of the things that Superior, one of the other comparative advantages is this. They just call him Napo. Do you know the political currency that the guy is so popular, so common that you don't even have to. Just say Napo.
You don't need to know his real name.
Don't even say Dr. Napo. Just say Napo. It's so endearing.
Why you disagree?
Oh, I agree with him. It sounds like a slogan.
Yes, no, I want you to you know what it takes for people to rather prefer to call you by your cool nickname than your full name in political parlance.
What is your nickname?
I don't have.
What, Council, what's your nickname?
I never had one.
Mr. Janswa, what's your nickname? Nick Bakwa, what's your nickname?
Nick Bakwa has a better one, yes?
I don't have.
You don't
he said he doesn't have. So you were not a cool guy in school, right?
Mr. Janswa.
If I had
Nick Bakwa was not a cool guy in school. Sorry.
I have, but I will say it.
But Nick Bakwa, we don't know your secondary school. Which school did you go to? You didn't tell us.
How was I going to get that?
You went to where?
How was I going to get that name in the seminary?
Went to Presec, Lagos.
Presec. Hey, Dadabi. You see, Presec. Addis-Ababa. Accra. We are the two seminarians sitting with the Davis here. But you see, but that is the point. He is so endearing for everybody to just forget. Look, everyone also called doctor. Hello, it's Wefin. I know. They just call him Napo. And that is an enduring quality that people, voters can relate to. You understand? And so, comparatively, he comes with what he is the ideal candidate for the right time. He's the right man at the right time because he can take this case. He can make this case. Look, people say he's arrogant. Yes. And so what? Even if he is, and so what? He knows his stuff. He's got his stuff. He can look. It's not everybody who can speak the way you want. It's not everybody who can do the way you want. He's going to go out there. Professor Jane Nana Masa is Apoko Ojman is a smart, hardworking, accomplished woman. She's got her work cut out for her right now. And you've seen it. She's making the case against Bawumia directly. There's a reason. Because that's the rule. Napo is going to make his case directly against what? Mahama. You're going to say. So, look, I'm saying I am praying that one day they were going to have the two of them on the campaign stage. I want to see them on the debate stage. I want to see the good old prof here standing by Napo. I'll get popcorn. I'll just get the popcorn and just watch. Look, because it's going to be amazing.
Only popcorn.
Well,
you should add maybe some Coke or something.
Why?
Or some juice.
Why? If you want to do something, do something. If you don't be doing this, I say, oh, let's drink Coke. I won't drink Coke. So if you want to do something. But the point I'm making is that it will be great for us to just watch these two people because they have a lot to bring. They have a lot to bring. And that is what Napo is relation. They're going to unveil Napo. And they're going to unveil him at the Jubilee Park in Kumasi.
They said Jackson Park.
Whatever park it is in Kumasi. Do you know why? Watch. Because
the new name is Jubilee. So you are right. Yes.
It's going to be done in Kumasi. There's a reason. And you know that optics matter in politics. Numbers matter. They're going to bring the whole of Kumasi to a standstill. They're going to fill whatever packet is, and it's going to rain people in Kumasi. It's a shock and awe. That's the reason. The theme of this thing should have been shock and awe. They just want to shock and awe. And the question is, they want to ask the question, and it's not being asked, but it's being asked. Can Professor Apoko Ojman raise the same crowd in Cape Coast? That is the question they want to ask. They are not asking it, but they're asking it. Can she do similar in Cape Coast?
I think they adored Professor Jane Nana Apoko Ojman at the UPSA.
UPSA, yes.
Accra, yes.
Good. So I want to see the contrast, see the visuals. In fact, you can put them together, juxtapose one after the other. That is the visual they want to show. This is what Napo can deliver. His hometown, he can deliver it. The ball is your court, Prof. Can you deliver same in Cape Coast? And that is how the campaign starts. And look, Napo is not going to all of a sudden change and talk the way. No, he's going to be in Napo. He is because that's what during the presidential running in NPP.
The presidential elections.
people were surprised at the performance of Kennedy Agyapong. They shouldn't be. Sometimes politicians, or let me say so-called foot soldiers, they like a boxer. They like somebody who is in the ring, throwing blows here and there. Because in the process, you also be hit. But you also land a few or two. But at least you are pugilist, you are there, you are throwing and you are taking. Some people, that becomes an endearing quality. Napo knows how to throw a punch. And he also knows how to take a punch. And it is that punch throwing and punch taking quality and ability that has made him an endearing quality. He's going to continue with, especially now that he's going to be an attack dog. He's going to be the chief attack dog of this campaign. He's going to prosecute His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. He's going to prosecute the NDC, especially on those two big issues. Look, energy. There's no better person to do that comparative analysis than he is. He's ready for it, and that is why you are not going to see a tone down in Napo, because he knows he is on a course. He knows that this is what he has to do. He knows it is these are the qualities, though the qualities that lifted Kennedy Agyapong and almost brought him to where made somebody to retire, almost run away from the party, never to come back, are the same qualities that Napo has. He's not about to start changing, and especially you don't teach an old dog new tricks.
Okay, very, very interesting thoughts, and I'll come to you, Mr. Jantua, but let me just do this quickly. Mango says that good morning to you and your respected panelists. The free SHS may have its challenges. Nonetheless, a lot of schools have gotten a certain level of infrastructural development. So Mangos is supporting the argument that Dr. Zato makes. And Dr. Zato, The Asante Isaac says that good morning, Wilberforce. I have not heard any better analysis from anyone on Dr. Napo's selection than Dr. Zato, and his eloquence is a masterstroke. So, Doc, you are getting some fans there. Papa Sule says that good morning, Mr. Wilberforce. Action Boys of Bawumia watching. Oh, okay. There's a group called Action Boys of Bawumia, and they are watching together this show on Facebook. Thank you for watching. There is no better pain than there's no better pair than M squared. And I think Kweku Ohimim Boachi, who is in Scotland, is saying that the M squared is Mahamadou and Matthew. So Matthew is M, Mahamadou is M, so he's saying it's an M squared. This is a better option. If people think Napo is arrogant, Mahama should not come near the presidency. It's only in Ghana that fair people are considered as arrogant. Kweku Ohime Boachi from Scotland. Kweku, thank you for your message. And Amiscos says that Amiscos in Kaswa says that AK Bawumia Hawatwa. So suddenly Dr. Bawumia and Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe have become NDC's Kakai. In fact, they will continue to hunt them till Dr. Bawumia wins the elections. Hashtag it's possible. And he says he's greeting Hawa Kumsin and Justine Marigold, all of them in the Central Region, I believe. Okay, yes. Justine is the regional minister, and Hawa is the member of parliament for, is it Ewutu Senya East? I believe so. Okay, I stand to be corrected. Ms. Jantua, let's take your thoughts on Napo. You know, Napo is related to Mr. Jantua. He's your nephew.
My nephew.
Yes.
Okay, so now that he's coming close to power.
Yes, you've heard Dr. Zato's arguments. Makes very interesting arguments. I'll come to Mr. Aban to
I'm a
also make
politician,
your
and I
arguments.
know
Yes,
proximity to power
yes.
is power. This is how let's say this. Let me quickly. This is how let's say that Botumbu Buone Manga Botunne. That means that the cow that is feeding by the elephant is also an elephant. The cow that is feeding by the elephant is not an elephant because he has the protection of that elephant.
So what are you saying?
You are close. You are the cow by Napo. You are also Napo.
And for the avoidance of doubt, the title Napo is actually Nanapoku.
Yes.
So
No,
it's a short form of Nanapoku. Yes. Okay, Mr. Jantua.
You know,
It sounds like a slogan.
you know, if crowds win election, President Kufuor would have won 2008 election. So for me, crowds aren't the thing for me. Content is what is most important. And how you communicate that content. And how you restrain yourself from provocation when certain things are said. I've known Napo for quite some time, and we are close. We speak. And from what I see and what I know of him, he doesn't speak out of just because he wants to speak. When you look at the challenges with the energy sector and even the challenges with ECG and the cash waterfall, how many times did you hear Napo speak? He's the kind of guy who, I give it to him, he works hard. He works hard. And he's the kind of guy who, when you go to the ministry, the way he handles the people in the ministry, very friendly. He's always concerned about what his workers think and what his workers feel and get the opinion. But however, if you go out of line, he will put you back in line. That is him. He speaks his mind. No two ways about it. But this election is not about Napo or Nana Jane. The election is between Vice President Bawumia and former President Mahama. This election is not only got to do with education. This election has got to do with a whole heap of things that I find it difficult if you are pigeonholing Napo into education and energy. He has to have a wide focus of everything that is going on. But most importantly, it all depends on the relationship between Napo and Vice President Bawumia. If that relationship is strong, if that relationship is understanding, if that relationship has direction and focus, then the ticket will be strong. Because Napo too, when he believes in something, he stands by his word. When he believes in something, he stands by his word. He would not just, turn over and say, oh, because you are my boss, that is it. No. He will make his point known. Look, being a vice presidential candidate and being a vice president is totally and absolutely different from being a minister. Totally and absolutely different from being a deputy minister. Totally and absolutely different from any other political appointment apart from vice president and president. So it is up to Napo himself to read the script and get himself where he knows he should be.
What script would this be? The script that he's supposed to read.
Look, one of the challenges people who are outspoken have is the fact that you need to be able to curtail certain parts of your outspokenness. And it's a script. You need to be able to, sometimes, I'm open. I speak my mind. But sometimes when I'm speaking my mind, I hold back, especially depending on who it is I'm speaking my mind about. And he has to be able to learn that. He has to be able to learn how you handle those exigencies within that office of president and vice president. He has never been in this role before. And for me, this is the time he learns that script very, very well. I'm not interested in a debate between Vice President, Napo and Nana Jane. I'm not interested in that one.
Why?
I'm interested more in former President Mahama and Vice President Bawumia. That is where the meat of the issues are. The others are supporting. They are supporting. I can tell you that if there is a debate between Napo and Nana Jane, it will make an impact.
You're sure?
It will make an impact. The impact will be on top there. The impact will be on top there. That is where it is most important. What Napo can do for Vice President Bawumia is the fact that he can give him information of those two ministries he's been in. and how that information should be communicated for it to be acceptable. Look, I have said this election is in Ashanti. The Ashanti vote is very, very important for all political parties. However, don't forget, Greater Accra is small. It's one of the smallest constituents. But the quantum of individuals here can tip the election. So, if you think, and if you don't win above a certain percentage, which in this election, I foresee is going to be very difficult for anyone to win above 70% or even 60%, which brings the other regions in focus.
So when you say win above 60 or 70%, like you are talking about regionally?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Regionally.
Okay.
Regionally.
But the NPP is on record to always have more than 70% of the votes in Ashanti. Traditionally.
Don't use that.
Okay.
This is a different election. Oh, this election is the kind of challenges Ghanaians are going through. You can't compare it to the previous elections. So nobody should take it for granted. And I would advise the NPP, don't only look at Ashanti. Don't only say, oh, Eastern region will vote. Don't. You want an overwhelming figure. You don't want a figure that is a honey hot. Overwhelming. So any political party who is going to stand in this election, they should make sure that you cover the entire country. I said last week, when Vice President Bawumia is going to the Volta region, he has to go with NAPO. Can't go on his own.
You think so?
Yes. Yes. You know why?
You don't think that NAPO should be busy somewhere else whilst... Yes, okay.
That unity needs to be seen. That unity between the two needs to be seen, especially in a place like the Volta. When President Mahama is going to Ashanti, he should go with Nana Jane. That unity needs to be seen. You are going into opposite camps. There are areas that won't be important. In the swing areas, the swing constituencies, the swing regions, they both have to go. They both, because you just don't want to pass the post. You want to overwhelmingly pass the post. And people need to understand what those tickets are. So, in as much as I congratulate my nephew, it's not going to be